Hi, everyone. Welcome to class number 3 of our series, Conversational English for Beginners. Today, we want to talk about verbs. Of course, verbs are action words. In order to have a basic conversation, we need action words. Verbs are a requirement. If you need to take class number 2, pause the video now and come back when you're ready. Class number 1 and class number 2 are both requirements in order to take class number 3 so that everything makes sense and goes in order. In our last class, class number 2, you had homework. The homework was to study our list of regular verbs in the present tense. Let's take a look now. If you have not already, find the class materials in the description of this video. You'll need to open the link that says class number 3. Remember that I always try to include a translation or more information for my Spanish speakers because I know that many of my viewers speak Spanish at home. And this is great context that helps us to move at an accelerated pace. I know that others with backgrounds in Romance languages, for example, French, Italian, Portuguese, will also find this information potentially helpful. We always want to focus on those cognates, going back to our very first video. Now, as you recall, in Spanish, all infinitive verbs, the most basic form of action words, end in AR, ER, or IR. In English, we use the word to indicate an infinitive. For example, we see here that cambiar in Spanish would be to change. For example, I need to change my clothes to go from exercise to dinner. Or aprender inglés, to learn English. Let's skip down here. Vivir, to live in Atlanta, to live in Barcelona. You get the idea. So I hope that you have studied your words because I want to go ahead and use this time together to practice. So study these words on your own time at your own speed, and then use this video to practice. I want to show you our rules today. On page 2, you see that we have verb drills or verb practice. Again, for my Spanish speakers out there, you are familiar with a set of specific pronouns. Pronouns are words that we use to represent people, objects, the subject of a sentence, okay? For example, if I want to talk about myself, I use the word in English, I, or in Spanish, yo. I do not want to say, Derek teaches English, Derek likes English, Derek lives in Atlanta. No, this is strange, right? We use pronouns. Let's choose a verb. For example, for my Spanish speakers out there, let's take comer. Comer. In Spanish, we change the final letter or letters of each form of the verb. For example, we would say something like yo como, or tú comes. Usted, él, ella come. Nosotros, nosotras comemos. We'll skip vosotros for now. Sorry for anyone who may be tuning in from Spain, but we'll skip it for now because in English, there's not an exact translation for that anyway. Ustedes, ellos, ellas comen. Now, this is similar in many different languages, especially our Romance languages. The end of each verb form changes. So I promise we are going to practice English, but I want to give you an example in another language as a point of reference for context. In English, things work differently, okay? So our pronouns in English are I. If I want to refer to myself, I. And using that same verb in English, comer, to eat. I say, I eat. I eat hamburgers. I eat chicken. We get the idea here. Okay. Then we have you. For my Spanish speakers, tú, you. So I say in English, you eat. You eat hamburgers. I'm hungry. So we see these forms are the same. They are identical. So in English, it is very important to remember these pronouns. You need to use the pronouns in English to provide context. Okay, now in English, we say he, she, or it eats. Eats. We add S here. Okay, so if I want to talk about someone, he for a man, for a male, or she for a woman or a female. Okay. In English, we also have the word it. There is no direct translation of the word it. In English, the word it is used to refer to an object. For example, a book or a class or a television. Okay, because in English, all words do not have gender. I know this is very different for many languages that you may speak. Okay. Also interesting, in other languages, for example, Spanish, you may have different forms of a word to indicate respect. For example, tú, I can use to refer to my friend, to you. Tú comes hamburguesas. Or I can use usted to demonstrate respect. In English, we say you, you. So I can use the word you for my friend, for my boss at work, for anyone. It's okay. All right. Now, whereas we have nosotros, nosotras comemos for my Spanish speakers out there, in English, we say we eat. We eat hamburgers. We eat pizza. We eat vegetables. All complete sentences. So again, these forms are all the same. The only time that we change the verb is down here for third person to talk about one person. I said that in English, there is no direct translation for vosotros or vosotras, but I am from Atlanta, and here in the South of the United States, we have a word, y'all. Y'all. It's a friendly way to refer to a group of people. Y'all eat hamburgers. Y'all eat pizza, right? So it's a nice way, an informal way to address, to talk to a group of people directly. It's very informal. It actually is a contraction of you all, y'all, todos ustedes, y'all. So if you live in the South of the United States, or you speak with someone from this region, or you watch a movie or a television show, you will hear this word. And finally, we use the word they to refer to a group of people, a third party over there. I want to talk about multiple people. And in English, there is no gender here. If I see a group of boys or a group of girls or a mixed group, I can say they eat. Okay. Again, in English, I only change the third person singular form. That's what we call this. I only add S when I want to talk about one person. Okay. And this rule is true for all of these regular verbs. Okay. So I want you to try a few of these on your own. Let's take to walk and to live. So take a few minutes to see if you can complete the forms of each verb. Take your time and remember to write or to type the pronouns as well. This is good practice so that you remember next time in a conversation. Okay, are you ready? Let's take a look at the answers together. Let's start with to walk. To walk. We say, I walk. Repeat. You walk. He walks. She walks. It walks. We walk. Y'all walk. They walk. You almost don't hear the L, right? It sounds like walk, walk. It's very soft sound. Let's think of some examples of how we can use these verb forms in sentences, in phrases. For example, I walk to school. You walk to work. She walks in the park. We walk every day. Y'all walk fast. They walk slow. Try to think of some examples you can practice. Use places you already know. I also want to direct your attention to the word it. In this case, we could use the word or the phrase it walks to describe maybe an animal, a pet, and we do not know its gender. Maybe we can say, oh yeah, I see that dog every day. It walks with its owner. Something like that. Then we have the verb to live. To live. I live in Atlanta. You live in Florida, right? Right? He lives in Paris. We live in an apartment. Y'all live in a big city, right? They live next door. We are neighbors. So you see, again, in these examples, for regular verbs in the simple present tense, we only change the third person singular form. We add S when we want to talk about one person. He walks. She lives. You can hear the difference, a slight extra sound. Let's practice. On page 3, again, I want you to use cognates. Use these words to your advantage. Use words that maybe you can recognize. It's okay if you don't know every single one. I don't expect you to. Again, this is an accelerated class for beginners. Pay attention to the verb in parentheses. And remember our rule. We only add S to the end of the verb if we want to talk about one single person, okay? Try number 1 all the way through number 12. You can do it. And it's okay to make mistakes. You can even Google words that you do not recognize at all. If you feel totally lost, you can investigate and come back. Or skip to the answers and practice again and again until you feel comfortable. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can always pause and repeat. Pause the video now and come back when you're ready. Are you ready? Let's go. I have the answers here for you, and I want to review each example together. Number 1, iris, or in English, we say iris. Remember the sound I, iris. We actually have a long I sound and a short I sound for the English pronunciation. Iris walks to school every day. Why walks? Well, the subject here is Iris, one single person. I am talking about Iris in this example, so I add S. Think Iris or she. She walks to school every day. We can also use the pronoun she here. Number 2, my brothers and I call my grandmother on Saturdays. My brothers and I call. Well, here, my brothers and I, this is similar to we. I can use the pronoun we here. My brothers, mis hermanos, and I, we call my grandmother on Saturdays. Every Saturday, every week. Number 3, Sheila and Paul practice sports together. In this case, I want to talk about multiple people, right? 2 people, Sheila and Paul. They practice sports together. Those people, they. No S. Number 4, J.K. Rowling and Stephen King write popular novels. In this case, we want to talk about 2 popular authors. We know these authors, right? J.K. Rowling is the author of Harry Potter. And Stephen King is the author of many scary novels. I'm sure you know his name. Number 4 is similar to number 3 because in both examples, we want to talk about 2 people, more than 1 person. Number 5, my friend's dad cooks the best enchiladas. This example can be tricky, but in number 5, I want to talk about 1 person, the dad, the father of my friend, el papá de mi amigo, right? The apostrophe S in English is possessive. So my friend's dad means the father of my friend, okay? This is only 1 person. So the father, él, he, for my Spanish speakers again, cooks the best enchiladas. I'm sure you can hear the slight difference. Cook, cooks, cooks. Number 6, halfway. Kyle, 1 person, he or she. Kyle can be the name of a man or a woman, a boy or a girl. Kyle studies at the library. This looks a little different, right? Well, that's because if a regular verb ends in Y, we change the Y to IE and add the S. You will see more and more examples, but don't worry. This verb is regular, but we have a small spelling change, just a small spelling change. So Kyle studies at the library, en la biblioteca, at the library. And in this class, we will also cover places in the community. So wait for that vocabulary. Be patient, please. Number 7, we plan to buy new shoes at the Nike store. In this case, we already have a verb, plan. We plan to buy. So we leave to buy alone, no change, nothing to do here. It's okay. We plan to buy new shoes at the Nike store. When we say we plan, we refer to the future. We plan to do something. Number 8, my baby. So I want to talk about the baby. He or she, the baby, my baby, plays with Christmas toys. We need S here. We add S. My baby plays with Christmas toys. Number 9, Julio and Karen, they, 2 people, right? Julio and Karen visit friends, plural, who live at the beach. Oh, that's nice to have friends who live at the beach. Number 10, David needs to learn French for a promotion at work, at his job. Here, we use S. We add S because we want to talk about David. He is the subject of the sentence. Number 11, the girls run in the park for exercise. Remember, the girls, We can also use the pronoun they, because in English, gender does not matter. Girls, boys, they. So no S. We have multiple girls here, maybe 2, maybe 3, 4, 5. We don't know, but it's okay because we can use they. They run. The girls run in the park for exercise. And number 12, our final example, the students enter the classroom at 6:30 p.m. Ooh, a night class, evening class. Again, we can use they here. We want to describe a group of students, plural, multiple. So we say they enter, the students enter. No need for S here. I hope this class helps. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section of this video. You can also find me on Instagram or via email. I always welcome messages and I will respond as soon as possible. Continue practicing your regular verbs in the present tense. Study, study, study. And I will see you next time for some adjectives that we can begin to use to describe people, places, things, objects, you name it. See you next time.